Red Dead Redemption really ruined parts of my Red Dead Redemption 2 experience. And I love that game, don't get me wrong. Like, you can check out my old video where I talk about Red Dead Redemption, and I really like it. But damn, does it create problems for Red Dead Redemption 2. And before I fully get into this video, spoiler warning, for Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2, like, if you haven't played those games yet, play them, and maybe even play them in chronological order and not in the order they came out. Just a little tip. And yeah, so that's a spoiler warning. If you don't care about spoilers, go ahead, watch this video, and if you don't want to be spoiled, play the games first or watch a gameplay video, something like that. So let's get into this video. And like, sure, before I go into detail, obviously you could say, but John and Abigail and Jack wanted to leave their outlaw lives behind, and that's why nobody is mentioned besides the ones you have to hunt down and the ones that are present. AKA uncle. And, well, wife and son, you know? And, yeah, obviously that makes sense, but there's, like, some characters that are pretty important that are never mentioned in good old Red Dead Redemption, and it kinda bothers me now that I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's a lot. And what I first want to mention is the plot points of Red Dead Redemption 2 that get totally fucked over by my knowledge of the original Red Dead Redemption. And it starts relatively early with Abigail being worried that John didn't return from a shelter/supply scouting mission, and so you as Arthur go out with someone else and look for him, and you find him already with his trademark scars, or at least the wounds that would end up in being his trademark scars, and it's obvious that he will recover because, oh surprise, he is in the chronological next game. And also, like, you're definitely going to find him. You're not going to be like, oh, sorry Abigail, he probably froze to death and we couldn't find him. It's safe that John will be found, and then it continues, and his son Jack gets kidnapped, and obviously you're gonna get him back because, oh surprise, he's also in the chronological next game. And then there's the failed bank robbery in, I think, Saint-Denis, I'm not sure anymore, and John gets captured and sent to prison, and then there's this whole tropical island chapter, after which the mission comes where you and Sadie, which I come to later, go on a mission to set John free, and obviously that will be a success and he will not be hanged because, oh surprise, he is in the next chronological game. And it's just takes away every surprise. And then there's the almost last big mission with the train robbery, and John gets shot and is left behind, and Dutch says he's dead, and well, obviously he isn't, because how else could he be in a next chronological game? And it just takes away the entire surprise of John walking back into the camp and confronting Dutch, saying all like, "You left me there," and it's really sad, because like, I know for sure with my love for Winona Earp, and that I would have been hyped for Red Dead Redemption 2, because I already like GTA, and if Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get it. Sure. And I would really, really recommend to play Red Dead Redemption 2 first, so some plot details that I just mentioned are really a surprise, and you're like, oh my god, am I gonna get Jack back, or is he lost, or oh my god, will I get John out of prison? Because like, characters die, like there. Situations where you think, okay, just a casual mission, and suddenly a character dies, or he comes riding back into camp with his head in his hands and his eyes poked out. Yeah, that happened, and it was a shock. But everything that happens to John, which leaves you with question marks in your eyes, obviously just leaves you with, I don't want to say boredom, but it leaves you untouched if you know the story of Red Dead Redemption. And it's sad, like, you definitely don't worry about some things. Like, there's Uncle and Bill Williamson, Dutch van der Lind, Javier Escuela, Abigail and Jack, and you don't worry about them because you know for sure they're in the game that came first, and it's Red Dead Redemption 2 is amazing, but the plot gets definitely hurt a lot for players that know the story of Red Dead Redemption. And then there's also the thing that you could basically already see it coming, that Arthur would die, because he's not mentioned in Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, because like, it's a theme, and what about the after game? Like, how long would it be in the timeline? And you just know something has to happen to Arthur to be logical in the general timeline. Like, Arthur plays a pretty huge part in John's life. Like, they were like bros, and he helped John escape from the gang, and he helped getting Jack back, and he helped getting John out of prison, and he helped getting Abigail out when she was abducted by some dude, and he did a lot for him. And that not being mentioned in Red Dead Redemption feels really weird after playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I don't know, it's really conflicting me because I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2, but in the afterthought, it's maybe, I don't know, it's hurting a little. And I want to talk about Sadie because, like, she's also very important. Like, she helped Arthur getting John out of prison. She helped Arthur getting Abigail back when she was abducted by that guy. And also she was present during their wedding and also helped John with some jobs to get the money to pay the bank back for the farm he built for Abigail. Like, she's important. She took Abigail to safety in the right moment. She took the whole half of the gang to safety when the dudes weren't around that were able to fight. She's important, and I've really grown to love her, and she really deserves a video of her own, which I'm definitely gonna do. And looking back, I'm somewhat bitter that she doesn't appear again in Red Dead Redemption. Like, wow, what a woman. Oh. Also, she will be my new fictional crush for at least half a year. I'm gonna have fun with that. But yeah, like, and it's like, it really creates like some problems for the plot. I really feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 is designed to be played as a first game of the series because of that trouble I ran into, and maybe some other players too, with the plot. And it's complicated. What I really liked was that during the credits you could see like how some gang members ended up, like Tilly with a husband and kids, and that other woman writing her romance novels, and Pearson having his own shop, which was pretty cool. Like, I'm proud of you, even if you were weird. And also, like, the bureau guys, the policemen finding Micah's corpse and then looking over at John at the ranch and being like, oh yeah, so you can like basically know where to place it story-wise, timeline-wise, and that was pretty cool to see how all the other characters ended up and that are not mentioned in Red Dead Redemption. So they have their own lives now, they are happy, and I'm happy for them. And yeah, so I guess that's it for now. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna do a more or less full review of the entire game, my thoughts and feelings. So you should check that out as soon as I upload it, and leave a like if you enjoyed this. Maybe you share my opinion on this. Leave a comment down below. What troubles with the timeline did you run into that were basically spoilers that you couldn't avoid because you know the next game in a chronological order? Subscribe if you haven't already and enjoy my content, and until I figured out what I can upload next, watch my other stuff. Bye.